In a particular race, Steve, can we go back to Washington, 3rd District for a second? This was an upset for Democrats that we have just called moments ago. It changes the numbers for control of the House and now puts Democrats yet closer to possible, not statistically likely at the moment, but possible control or retaining control of the House. Washington's 3rd District is a very interesting story that was supposed to be a Republican win.
Yeah, and this is, again, I'll show you here. This is the 2020 presidential result in this district. Donald Trump carried it by 5 points. It was represented by Republican Jamie Herrera Butler. She voted to impeach Donald Trump. They have a top 2 primary system in Washington. All the candidates run on the same ballot. The top 2 advance to the general election. So Joe Kent, a pro-Trump Republican, finished ahead of Jamie Herrera Butler in that primary. He advanced to the general election with Marie Perez, the Democrat. And again, this is one, folks, we're looking at it just given the partisan tilt of the district. Trump won it by 5 points. The expectation that the midterm environment was going to favor Republicans over Democrats. The expectation certainly going in was that this was a seat that Republicans were going to defend, even with Kent replacing Herrera Butler as the nominee. The district was just seen as a Republican district, especially in this political climate. So this is an upset victory for Democrats. And as we say, for Democrats to actually hit that number of 218, our NBC model, as you mentioned, estimates them landing at 216 right now. To get those extra 2 seats, they would actually get them to a majority, to 218. This is precisely the kind of district they need to win. This is precisely the kind of upset they need to pull. It's not the only one. They need a couple others. I mean, I could give you a couple examples on here. The 41st District of California, for instance. Take a look here. Again, Trump narrowly wins this district. The lines were redrawn a little bit in the redistricting process of California. Ken Calvert's the long-serving Republican. A little bit less than half the vote is in. This would be a significant upset for Democrats if Will Rollins, their candidate, were able to finish ahead of Calvert. But it may be an essential upset for Democrats if they're actually going to land at 218 seats. The 22nd District is actually, this one is one that has frustrated Democrats for a long time. It's heavily pro-Biden in the presidential election, but in that same election in 2020, David Valadao, the Republican, actually ousted a Democrat, won his seat back. He had been defeated in 2018, won it back in 2020. This is the kind of district where Democrats need to get the victory, need to pull the upset. Again, the difference between 215, 216, or 218, 219 is going to be made in districts like the 22nd of California, the 41st of California, going to be made in a district like the 3rd of Washington, where Democrats did just get what they need. So they took a pretty big step in that direction, but they need to take some more big steps. And this is becoming a dramatic story that I think will play out, over the course. This is one that will play out over the course of days, potentially over the course of weeks. It takes time in California, certainly, to count the votes. And maybe it's worth mentioning this one now that we're in this situation where it's so tight in terms of House control, with their NBC estimate landing things at 219, 216. Is there a universe where the Democrats, let's say a week from now, 10 days from now, are sitting at 217 seats, and the Republicans are sitting at 217 seats? And what remains uncalled is the ranked choice runoff election scheduled for November 23rd in Alaska. Is it possible we could find ourselves in a situation where control of the House of Representatives is decided by a ranked choice runoff? Again, you know how this works. Voters went to the polls on Election Day. He said, here's my first choice. Here's my second choice. Here's my third choice. And we saw this play out over the summer. These same 3 candidates, Peltola, Palin, Begich. Palin actually finished first in the initial round. Peltola finished second. Begich's voters were reallocated, and Peltola won the seat in the special election. If it's could go to a ranked choice vote again, would you get the same outcome, Peltola versus Palin? Could this end up determining control of the House? Not out of the realm of possibility right now.